Action.
All right. Podcast number 2,
Uh-oh.
featuring Justin Riley, my first cousin.
Uh-oh. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Yourself?
Good, good.
What have you been doing all day?
Man, just been, we started with breakfast, went with mom and, stepdad kind of. It's like a birthday kind of breakfast thing from last week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Is today your birthday?
No, it
When's
was
your
last,
actual birthday?
it was September 28th. It was last Wednesday.
September 28th.
Yeah. So we kind of went out, just hung out, talked. Get to see mom every once in a while,
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. And
Nice family stuff.
yeah, took a nap.
Took a nap? Oh,
Yeah.
dude, me and Drina, we love naps.
Yeah.
She wants to take a nap with me every day. Every day. I think it's our bonding time.
Yeah. Just sleeping together.
I don't know what it is about it, but it's like, I don't know. It's weird. But that's what she likes to do.
How does that work? How does the bonding work? Just
I don't know, because we're both asleep, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So, like, how is that bonding?
I don't know.
Well, I cuddle her. I'm
For
cuddle,
sure.
but it's only for a few minutes because eventually you move away from each other and
Yeah.
you try to get comfortable so you can fall
So
asleep.
it's like a good 2-minute bonding period, huh?
Yeah, I think it's something a little bit deeper than that. I don't know what that is, but almost. I don't know. When you sleep together, it's like your tribe.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's like you get more connected.
It's like with the presence of each other, you kind of like draw into almost into one.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's a little weird,
Yeah,
though,
it is
right?
a
I
little
don't know
weird.
why she likes it so much, but hey, I enjoy it too.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
What's up with you, man? What did you do today?
I went to see Nathan.
Okay.
See the baby. Beckham.
Beckham. How's he doing? How's the little rascal?
He's just out the womb.
Yeah.
He's fresh out the womb. So I didn't talk to him much.
Yeah.
I just kind of said.
You couldn't get him on the podcast?
No. I just kind of looked at him in the eyes and said, "I'm your uncle."
This guy.
He was looking at me like I was an alien, or like he was an alien. He was like, But anyways, Decker was wild. He's fun.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he was cool when he had that mullet.
Yeah, he still is a little wild. I like to wrestle kids or whatever. I don't know why I do, but it gets them excited.
Absolutely.
And he'll look at me and he'll be like, and I'm like, oh, he wants to get wrestled. He'll look at me like this and he'll start running and he'll come and he'll swing and he'll miss. And I'll just pick him up and hold him together. And he's like, he can't move. He's like, help me,
come on,
help me. I'm like, yeah, I can't do nothing now.
That's funny you say that because even when I was growing up as a little kid, we'd do the same thing.
For sure.
We'd be wrestling. Like,
Used to love to wrestle.
Yeah, pile drive.
All boys love wrestling. I don't
Yeah.
know what that is.
And you always been the dude just to kind of like
Wrestle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll wrestle.
Even at the family of like events and go to, like it seems like all the kids just swarm you because you're gonna.
Yeah, you're gonna get wrestled. You're gonna get roughed up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's not like I rough them up intentionally.
Yeah.
I'm playful, but they have fun. They'll cry sometimes, and then they'll come back. They want to wrestle again. So it's funny.
Well, what's new with you? Like, what are you trying to?
This podcast is new. What do you think?
I think it's a good idea.
I do too. Hopefully, get some people into.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just provide value somehow, some way.
Give some people a good insight on you, and maybe see like what your mission is with the gym and what kind of brand you're trying to build.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So it's great to kind of actually put that in the open.
Yeah.
Have more, maybe draw more people in. They want to be a part of the
of
the movement.
Let them know, because some people, I don't know why they're intimidated of me. I get that, but I'm not. Like I'm cool.
Yeah. It's almost like you can like just look into somebody's you look right into the eyes, you look into their soul, and you just bring. They just kind of like. You know how some people are, they're not really confident, or they just kind of like feel very self-conscious about themselves. And I feel like that's the intimidating factor, because that's what I feel like that's what's intimidating about you.
Yeah.
But in a good way though.
Yeah, it's not like I'm being a tyrant to you and like being I don't know.
No.
Being some dude.
You just want to bring the best out of everybody,
For sure.
No matter what it is and what aspect, especially in the fitness, you want to,
Yeah.
Bring the best out of what they can do.
Yeah. What's up with So why is it you're working out? Well, you're about to do a powerlifting meet. Right? You're about to do a powerlifting meet?
Yeah, we're going to this December 10th. It's going to be me and Rick Lloyd.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
You haven't taught Todd or Scott into it?
Todd. I think Todd's going to do the one in April.
Okay.
Because we're going to do one in December, then we'll find one around like April or May or somewhere around there. So I think Todd was going to try to join the one in April. I don't know why he didn't want to do the one in December, but
yeah,
he's doing pretty good. I think everybody in the group is doing pretty good.
yeah.
I think Rick's plays a big part in it and pushing everybody. And you know, if you sandbagging, he'll call you and say you're sandbagging and whatnot. But it's a good experience. Something for first, like doing it for the first time. It's fun. You learn something new about the fitness industry, like this side of powerlifting.
Right. You get a different kind of, you've been in those one mode of working out your whole life, and now it's something completely different. So it's new, it's fresh, it's exciting, and you got somebody that knows what they're doing, kind of guiding it,
Absolutely.
which is important. And as long as you just give effort, you're going to get results or whatever.
Absolutely.
You're going to enjoy it, and have fun with it. And the competition is just like the payoff is like, oh, we did all this work, so now we get to go up here and have fun a little bit.
Yeah.
And especially when it's like, it would be nice if all four of you were doing it, but
yeah,
because you all get to, I guess, eat that pie at the end of it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
a little, because it's a grind.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Y'all's workouts are like 2 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
God, and it's so much change in weight because none of you are in the, like, you're all so different in your weights that it's like, all right, as soon as you're done, you're just like, you're changing tires. It's like,
yeah, but
it's
it's constant. Like you just keep
and
going
it's
up.
sets and sets and sets.
Mm-hmm. In the beginning, it was very, something kind of used to, just high reps and kind of low sets. Light to moderate weight.
Yeah, trying to get accustomed to it.
Yeah. So then, as you carry on, you can definitely see the fatigue just accumulate more and more and more. Like especially this week, man. This week was just. It was probably one of the harder weeks since we've started.
Just tell me one of the workouts off the top of your head if you got one.
We have squats. Squats is probably, I think, my favorite workout.
Yeah, but go through like a whole day, like a Monday.
We're going to do, so Monday will be squat, bench, and then we'll do chest supported rear delt flies, and then we'll do side planks. So we'll kind of miss out on deadlifts.
How many sets of squats and stuff?
So typically I think this week we did 5 sets of 2. And then at 86%, and then we'll have a back off set of a 2 times 4 at 73%. So, and then same thing for benches, 5 times 2 at 86%, back off, and just it's pretty.
Yeah, that's 4 people going through it, and you have to get the exact numbers. Yeah, for sure, it's tough.
It is.
What's so good about it though? Why is it? Why is it more people should do stuff like this?
I don't know. I feel like it's just the reward you get out of it. You train for 12 weeks, 16 weeks, and you have a goal that you're trying to accomplish, and you see yourself just getting more and getting stronger and adding more weight each week, and it's just fulfilling at the end when you kind of you feel good about it.
Yeah, it's completely structured. It's planned. It's goal oriented. Yeah, and. I talked about this a little bit in the last podcast, which we didn't post because of technical difficulties, but it's so important learning how to get better, and that's a good way to do it. And it's 2 hours, it's hard.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
You have a consistent plan. You have a structured plan, percentages, sets, reps. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to do chest today.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing 5 sets of 2 here at this weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's so structured.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's, all the time. Not sometimes. All the time. That's what it takes to get better. So that's a good.
And it trickles down to other parts just outside of the gym as well. As you create structure and have a plan.
Yeah, talk about that because you're doing pretty well with the mechanic stuff, with the body work.
Yeah.
And how old are you, first of all?
23. Just
23 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've been into body work for how long now?
I've been doing it for about going on 4 years.
Talk about your process from like where you started at to where you are now, and then hopefully your progress.
Oh yeah, especially from where I started from. I mean, you do all the grunt work, you do all the the shit that nobody wants to do, or
like what is that though?
Like you sandblasting, like you're stripping the car down, taking all the paint off, like tearing the car down, taking the interior apart, taking just blowing the whole car apart,
right?
Pretty much, and you start doing that, so you understand how stuff works. How a bolt comes on.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta learn how a bolt comes off,
Yeah.
because it's like, okay, if you want to be a top body guy,
Yeah.
like, let's be honest, at first you got to learn how a bolt comes off. Some
Yeah.
people don't know that.
Yeah, you
Some
don't know how
people
to take a
don't.
tire off for nothing. Like, it's
Right.
just
Or they're so bad at it, it takes them so long, and eventually, like, what tools do you need to get the bolt off?
Yeah.
Oh,
So it all trickles down. So then, as I can, like, for the first, I would say, 2 years, I was doing most of the grunt work and doing, sandblasting, tearing cars down. Maybe fix a little stuff here and there and be a part of it. But once you start understanding and learning more about how a car works and how stuff like correlates, and so they start giving you more and more, and as you do that, you kind of have a better understanding of like how the metal moves, or how this has to line up this, or how this moves. It's a long process. It's something that doesn't take like a year or 2 years to
yeah.
kind of really understand. It takes a while. Even me being 4 years in it, I still have a ton of questions, and seeing how this goes on, or how this comes off, or how this operates. And it's always a learning process. You never stop learning in the industry.
Yeah. Well, what about yeah, some people also going back to that. Some people don't realize how long it takes to get
Mm-mm.
better at something. Like, we're such an instant gratification world,
Mm-hmm.
especially with social media, and you can flip
Mm-hmm.
to the next one, and you can post a picture today and get 50 or 100, like,
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah.
is. It's like, okay, to get like really good at whatever it is you're trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
it takes years.
Yes,
Years.
yes.
And that's a daunting thing for a lot of people. But if you're willing to start out
Just
doing
doing,
the hard stuff,
yeah, the very,
picking up the shovel,
yeah.
whatever it is, and you're willing to get better at it,
Mm-hmm.
put in the work, you can eventually
Mm-hmm.
move on up. So you started out with the sandblasting and
Yeah.
stuff, and talk about more where you're at today, or kind of like,
Now I'm pretty much not an eight. I'm not. Well, there's different levels to that industry. It's an A
yeah,
tech, a B tech, and a C tech. So your C tech is going to be the lowest. That's where you kind of really start at the bottom of the totem pole. You're
right,
you're just taking stuff apart. You're putting it back together. You're working with somebody, and then you get that down. Then you come into where I feel like I'm a solid B tech, where I'm able to do quarter panels, where I'm cutting stuff off the car, measuring it, putting it back on there, having precise cuts and cut it, doing doing more of the harder things that
yeah,
a lot of you just don't.
just advance into the next
Yeah.
level. One thing I wanted to kind of touch on today too, as you said, you're 23, but you're advancing in this career because you went from a C tech to a B tech, and
Hmm.
it's obviously, and you just moved from like a local job to more like
More production based. Yeah.
yeah, a bigger kind of company,
Hmm.
and you're like a B tech at this job. Instead of being a B tech at something smaller where you get less work, you're
Yeah.
like at a bigger job. So you're getting more a bigger company, so
Yeah.
you're getting more work,
Yeah.
and you're surrounded by smarter people, even the
Absolutely.
work that you could learn from. And but one thing I want to, like I said, I want to touch on is you're 23 years old. A lot of people at this age are more like, oh man, I want to go out to the club this weekend, or
Yeah.
hey, I want to go out drinking this weekend, or hey, I want to whatever.
Hmm.
They just not really focused, and you're not that kind of guy. Why is it that you shy away from that kind of stuff, and why is it you're more focused?
Well, it's just I feel like it's almost a waste of time in a sense. Yeah, you meet people, you network and stuff like that, but I feel like it's important. Your 20s and come into your 30s are your I feel like your important years, because you're just setting your foundation up for yourself for later on in life. As I mean, you could build bad habits at a young age, like you go out every weekend and you do like you drink, or you go out and do. You're not really focused on trying to build yourself up for the future. People are not really looking at the longevity of it, and that's what I feel like I'm more focused on. And I just want good for myself. I want to, maybe when I'm 30, I would like to be established as a young adult.
Do you think less people are people when they're younger? Do you think the reason maybe they do that is because they have no goal in sight? Is it because they have no direction? Like, why is it? Do you think they are so easily distracted? Do you think that's a part of it, or
I think it's the cool thing to do nowadays. I think it's cool to go out and do all these things, and not really have You know, like, I figure it out. I have time. You know, that's
Right.
kind of people's always. Oh, I have time. I'm 23 or I'm 25 or whatever.
Yeah.
When in reality, you really don't have time.
Yeah, you do have a little time to mess around, but not
Yeah.
much. You better,
Mm-mm.
if you're 26 years old, 27, you're getting into your 30s. It's like uh, either you
better
figure
step
out
it up.
either you figure out what you want to do, or these responsibilities are going to pile up. You're going to get a wife. You're going to have a kid. You're going to have a car payment. You're going to have and bills are they're just such a dream stopper because you accept all these responsibilities because you get this job that's paying you well. You kind of put yourself on the back burner because you just chose.
Yeah. Because when you say you get 26, 27,
Yeah.
you know, you have a family or kids, like, you know, as you're doing this at a young age, as you're building your career, you're slowly putting responsibility on yourself. You're taking one thing at a time. But when you do something like that, everything just swarms you at one time. And it's almost overwhelming in a sense, I would say. I think and then that kind of kills you a little bit, because at that point you have to provide for your wife and you have to provide for your kid. You have to do these things, which you could have been doing maybe 4 years earlier. You could have been more,
trying to figure out what it is you wanted to do.
Yeah.
First of all, like have that serious talk with yourself, like, what is it I'm interested in? Even you've always kind of been interested in cars, right? How did that happen? It was just something that kind of started as a child, or did something kind of spark that interest? Or
well, as a child, I grew up, I always played like Need for Speed, or like I was always into cars, and I always got my fascination. And then one of my friends, JP, he said he was going to UTI. I was like, well, that actually doesn't sound like a bad opportunity. So I kind of looked more into it, and I'm not really the most mechanically inclined person.
Right.
Something that's a little bit difficult for me to understand, but I've seen body work, like the collision side of it, and I was like, well, that's an art in itself, you know. So it's an industry that it needs technicians, but also something I like the cosmetics of it. I like, you know, it being shiny and pretty, and you know, lining up, and so that kind of really caught my interest.
Yeah, it's interesting how you kind of start out of the womb and you just have these like random interests. It's like I can kind of relate to sports. I don't know why I've always been interested in sports, but it's just what I'm interested in. You put a car, or you tell me to do something mechanical.
Yeah, that's what I love about coaching. Coaching baseball or football or basketball. I can get into any sport. I love studying it.
Yeah,
The body mechanics of it. That's what I went to school for. Exercise sports science. I can also a talented thing I am is I can look at something, and if I watch it a few times, I know how to do it. If I can watch it a few times,
like that.
I'm a very visual learner.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because like you can explain it so much, and you can give you can give detailed knowledge about it, but like actually visualize and actually see somebody doing it, or like swinging a bat, or like throwing a baseball,
And then doing it too. I like doing it. I want to feel it. I want to see what it feels like if I do it this way versus this way. I like that part of the process too. And Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, all those things are great tools. Like I love social media. Social media is a love-hate relationship because it can be toxic. But if you just view the right things, you're not going to see that other BS that you may see. So, it's always like drills or like mechanics or whatever
some
it is.
mobility work, or like a new workout.
100%.
But it's a good promotional like tool. Like as you started being more. Putting more reels out, or
People are addicted to social media. That's one thing. I'm addicted to it sometimes.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, damn, I've been on this shit all day. I need to chill out.
Yeah.
Because, so I try to put out a lot of content because I know people's eyes are on the phone.
Yeah. The nonstop.
Nonstop.
Somebody puts one down and the other one gets picked back up. Like,
For sure.
It's not.
It's such a, like, I can't remember the last. Do you remember when we were younger, like just being bored?
Yeah, yeah. You didn't know, like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, like
going outside is like, I mean, we done everything outside.
Right.
Like, what do we do now?
Right. Just being bored, and it's like with the phones, you don't get bored.
No.
It's always something new to learn. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's always something new.
That new, like a new page, new game, like whatever the case may be. It's You could be on there mindlessly just doing.
Because it's information after information after information. It's like,
It's a good and a bad thing.
It is a good and a bad. Everything is good and bad. There's nothing perfect. There's nothing completely negative either.
Yeah.
So I believe in that.
I feel like as I don't know, the social media or like the phones in general, I feel like it takes away some of like as younger kids come up, as we come up as a young kid, we were always outside or riding a bike or playing sports or whatnot. I feel like sometimes it gets a hold of like young kids.
Oh, for sure.
And it just kind of takes away the functionality.
Well, it does, and it's an easy way for parents to kind of be like,
Here,
yeah, it's like shut up, or they're too worried about them going outside and messing around,
getting hurt or
right. It's like
let them be a kid.
Let them get hurt. They need to learn how to. They need to break their arm as much as it. I mean, every kid.
Like, go outside and break your arm. Like,
no, not that, but how many kids had a broke arm when we grew up? It was like every kid in the class.
Either a broke arm or a broke leg.
Kids these days don't get broke arms.
That's funny you said that. My brother Trey, we were at my friend's birthday party, and we were at the factory. It was like a skateboarding park there and stuff like that. Me and my buddy JP were like, I think, 5th grade or something like that. Trey rode down the ramp, broke his leg. Just like everybody, go to school and you see 3 other people with a broken leg from the weekend.
These kids are wild.
Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, that's good times though, because you're outside messing around. You learn some stuff quick.
Yeah.
Like to never skateboard again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Nathan would go outside and we would like cut down a tree.
Yeah,
just randomly.
Or build a fort or like have some stick guns or whatever.
For sure.
Pine cones as grenades.
I remember one time at my grandma's, me, Misty, and Tiffany, we would throw like sticks and pine cone in the road. And like there's cars going by and stuff. We were just like, watch out!
They run over me, get so excited.
No, this is not good. I guess I see why they have the iPhones. Johnny isn't throwing sticks in the woods. I mean, at the cars.
They got to post on Facebook. Watch out for these hoodlums.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel like you have a good influence on like your siblings? As you're being the top tier, being the big brother. You feel like you influence them a lot?
I try my best.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just control what I can control. I give my opinion all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not scared to give my opinion.
Sure,
I will definitely do that, and I try to do it in a nice way.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't always come off. When I'm talking to family or something like that, I can be a little bit more
open.
I can care less about how they receive it because because the message. Listen, sometimes people need a little ass showing.
Yeah.
Sometimes they need it. Sometimes it's almost like they don't hear what you're saying until you raise the temperature a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes
He's just joking.
I'm gonna have to like. This is gonna hurt a little bit, but you're gonna feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And I can do that with family. I can't really do that with people, and I shouldn't do that. I can do it with my baseball team too because like they're kids. They're kids, and the goal is to win. They all want to win, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They all want to win.
That's the ultimate goal.
My family, they want to win, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody else wants to win too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't have a relationship with random people. Mm-mm. Like with my baseball players, with like I'm with them every single day. So I've joked with them. I've, gave them a day off.
Yeah.
Or what I've done all those things, so I can chew that ass a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And do it productively where I'm not. Let's say I just did it to a client, a random personal training client I just met. That's not going to go well, right? Because I have no relationship with them. Mm-hmm. They don't know who I am. They don't get a feel for me. So, back to your original question, I do the best I can, and I think they love me, and I love them.
Well, for sure. Do you think like your energy is like infectious on them? Do you think they try to, bring the best out of themselves?
Yes.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But I don't think that's because of me. I think I get that from my dad. My dad's was very intense when we were growing up, and he's always kind of pushing us to be our best, or at least was in those critical moments of our life. And I think that's just carried over because you want to make your people proud, right?
Absolutely.
You want to make your family proud, and a part of that is being the person they conditioned you to be as you grow up. Yeah, for sure. So that comes from him, and I hope. And my mom is very loving, and she's serious about being a good person too. She doesn't like if you're being a bad person. She doesn't like that very much. You know,
Can't blame her though.
she's pretty hot though. So like she's got a hot, spicy temper. Yeah, my
Very,
mom.
very, very short.
Well, it's just she can get a little spicy. You know what I mean? Which is a good thing. Sometimes you need a little spice.
Yeah, because it's a little pick me up or
calm
me down a little bit.
For sure. Yeah.
Because I try to be the same way as for my brother and sisters as well.
Yeah, you have a lot of brothers and sisters.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it's like I have.
It's tough to have a relationship with that many people, right?
Well, yeah, because
especially being a person that's trying to create your own journey for success, and then still keep up with everybody else too.
Yeah, because like you're in this part of your life. You're as you're starting your career or coming a few years into your career, investing so much time and involving yourself in that, or you have a hobby that you're really interested into. So it's kind of hard to manage, having a relationship with two brothers.
So how do you do
and a
that?
sister. It's you take you do it when you can. Like here recently, I took my little brother. We went to the and played around in the river. We walked a little bit. It's kind of fun just to spend time with the little brother. But as my sister, my younger brother, I haven't really got the chance because Alexa, she's in high school and she's doing her own thing. She's got her little boyfriend or whatever. She's kind of going through her own stages of life. Trey's same thing. He's I don't know where he's at. He's kind of goes out of state, but he does his go-kart racing. He has his own things in life. So it's kind of hard to figure out a time schedule when everybody's not. So.
And you're in such the early stage of your life where it's the super grind. Mm-hmm. It's the super grind. I do not, when people tell me all the time they're 22 or 21 years old, I'm like, boy, I do not miss that time of my life. I just don't. It's such a grind.
Yeah, because you feel
like you're broke. Mm-hmm. You're just starting in your career path or whatever that is.
Mm-hmm. It's expensive, either whatever career path.
You're still trying to feed yourself and like you're gonna have the gas money to go hang out with your sister, or you're gonna go see your brother racing on a Saturday night when you've been working all day, week, powerlifting all night, and then he's gonna race Saturday night. It's like, man, I'm so tired for my stuff.
Yeah,
like, I just can't support him right now. But that doesn't mean you won't. It's
no, you
just
still talk to him.
It's just so much going on.
Yeah.
It's tough to do.
And that's what you kind of you try to explain to them. You talk to your siblings, say, hey, look, I'd really like for us to get together, go out to eat or something. I've tried to plan it, but there's nothing happened because I'm tired. I'm sleeping in bed while Trey's in Pennsylvania. Alexa's at the she's hanging out with her boyfriend. So
what time you go to sleep?
I usually go to bed around say between 10 and 11. It's kind of.
Let's try to go to sleep at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, but we leave here so late. When we leave here about 8:15, so you get home about 8:30, 8:45.
Then you got to settle down.
Yeah, you got to go home and eat, take a shower, prepare for the next day. So it's always you rarely get any sleep, and then you're back to it the next day.
Yeah,
it's like that Wednesday in the middle of the week. That's our day off. It's like the most you can actually feel like you can catch your breath a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
You're gonna miss it's gonna be good looking back on it though when you do get to where you want to get. Like, oh man, that 20 was such a grind. Because being proud, there's nothing like being proud of yourself.
No, there's nothing like it.
Yeah, because once that part of your life is over, hopefully each phase of your life is a little bit easier. Mm-hmm. Because you're so good at what you do, that can carry a lot of weight.
Yeah, I feel like that's what that's what you're trying to do at a young. That's why you're grinding so hard in your 20s is to make your life easy.
Right.
Not be difficult at 40, 45 years old when you should have been doing that 20.
But even if you're 40, 45 years old, if you want better, you can do it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a grind at 40 years old.
Mm-hmm. And you don't have the energy like you're young.
Do when you're in 20.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, but still try to set a good example for
Everybody else.
yeah, for sure.
For sure. That's one of the things, talking about men and masculinity is one of my biggest problems with men and masculinity is I think that they don't take on enough responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Responsibility has made me be who has made me a lot better than I would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Because your name is on the line.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And that's such a big thing because, at least to me, maybe not to everybody else, but I take pride in who I am, or
Absolutely.
I take pride in myself, and it's like, okay, maybe Justin, one day you're gonna get to you're gonna own your own body shop.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody gets their car worked on at Justin Riley's car shop.
Yeah.
How much pride? How hard are you gonna make sure that car
You're
looks
gonna make
good?
sure everything is good. Pretty much paint the whole car, you know?
Yeah. like yeah. So
No, you do.
Yeah.
You have to take pride in yourself because if you don't, like what kind of legacy you're trying to live up to. Because you want to make your name for yourself. You want like Chris Riley is the athletic trainer or whatever, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
And you just take pride in it. You know, they want people to think like he takes pride in this. So I know if I go to him and work
Yes.
on this,
He's going to give me his best.
Yes.
So, and he's going to give me his best at a good price, and
Mm-hmm.
hell yeah, I'm with that. Same thing. So every day it's like I want to make myself proud, and I want to make everybody else proud because they trust in me too.
Absolutely.
My name is also attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
The people that come here, like if I put it, let's say something crazy happens to me.
Mm-hmm.
That also like they have a relationship with me,
Mhm.
so that affects them too,
Mm-hmm.
and that's deep if you think about
Yeah.
it. That's so deep. And one thing I hate most, like my biggest pet peeve, is when people are selfish. Like for example, I'll give it. I had a baseball player one time take pictures on his Instagram, and he had his like middle fingers up. And he's a high school kid, right? This is what he's doing. He's got his middle fingers up, and it's just like. You don't even realize that your mom is attached to that picture, your dad is attached to that picture, your coaches are attached to that picture, your sister is attached to that picture. Everything in your life is attached to that right there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you even understand what you're doing?
That he doesn't understand the kind of
You don't even understand, which is, they're young. But if they did know, they wouldn't do that.
Mm-mm. Like what kind of impact it would have because it's almost
Right.
like it's a disrespect sign to
Right.
to you and what you and
Right.
everybody else around it. It kind of just like
Because your character is a kind of accumulation of everybody in your life. Ooh, that's deep, right?
yeah, that's pretty deep.
Deep. So it's tough.
It is. It's kind of hard to make sure the kids
Well, you can't. You just gotta help them understand because we're all young and dumb and did dumb stuff.
yeah.
Well,
You're sticking
you
your
just-
fingers up at the school.
But you just don't think about it. You just don't think about it. Like you may think a step further, but you don't think about it 10 steps further.
Mm-mm.
And as you get better or whatever older in life, you'll start thinking about, oh, this affects this and this and this and this. and
Just
this.
this one tiny little thing.
Yes.
It affects the 10 steps ahead of you.
Yeah, we've been budgeting lately.
Okay.
Like super on our budget. And it's like, we haven't budgeted before,
Mhm.
so we're just kind of getting into this phase. And
it's,
what I'm saying?
it's tough, ain't it?
well, it just
Yeah.
makes such a difference too when it's like, hey, you can only spend this much out to eat this month.
Mhm.
Or hey, we're both business owners, me and Drina. Pay yourself weekly.
Mhm.
Like just a small thing like that can set you up for buying a house or buying a gym or getting your own salon. It's just like,
It's that
I know you
dedication.
don't think about right now, pay yourself this week. You want to get gas or
Yeah.
let's say you want to buy those new shoes, but you budget today. You save that money. In a year, you can buy yourself a nice house.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Or whatever.
It's the budgeting. It's like as myself. I've been trying to get better about it. I'm not gonna say I'm
You're just so young right
Yeah.
now. I don't even know if you can.
Right.
Because I told them in a podcast yesterday. I was like, we just got to the point when you invest a lot in yourself like this,
Yeah.
it just got to the point where we're making money.
Yeah.
Just got to the point.
That's crazy because that's the same way I'm looking at, like,
Yeah.
you try to, like, even trying to put $20 in your saving account or whatever little amount of money you can, like, it's just like you're just investing in yourself, and it's expensive, and you gotta.
It is
it's
expensive,
hard to,
but it's a necessary evil right
Yeah.
now. You almost like at this age, you can't even worry about that right now.
You
You
can't
just
really
got to survive and advance.
Yeah.
It's like March Madness. You got to survive and advance. Okay, it's one day down. I got my food or whatever
Yeah.
because you still try to. You're in the powerlifting, so you still try to eat healthy too. So
Yeah.
you're buying your own food and stuff.
So it's hard to.
You got your
kinda-
gas.
Yeah.
And you're whipping like a what-year Toyota. You know,
That's,
you
like,
know.
that's a turn of the millennium, man. That's a 2000, man.
But you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Hey, man, it's a reliable gets you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hate on it.
And then when you get 30, you can have yourself a nice whatever it is you want.
Had that Mercedes. Man.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
A Ferrari.
you better get on the ball then.
But you know, that's another responsibility that you take on as a young adult. You do this, you invest in yourself, then you take on the budget. You know, it's just kind of it's so fun. It's almost good and bad being an adult or being a man because it's so good at seeing all the hard work and all the dedication of sticking to your plan and sticking to your budget or sticking to your career. It's bad because then you have to sacrifice some of the things you really want to do. Like you want to go out to a vacation, you want to go to the beach or whatever. Like it's satisfying. And
Talk a little bit about what being a man means
man.
to you.
Being a man,
Yeah.
well, I feel like being a man, you have to provide. It's kind of what you think. Well, kind of what it is. I'm still trying to learn myself as a young adult becoming a man. And you figure out you have to provide for. So you have I don't have a family, but
but that's what you think of a man is. You think that's
Just
provide. You think it's providing a
providing security, just being the alpha pretty much, and just making sure everything is taken care of in your realm. Just like how you're the man pretty much. Like you kind of make things happen, as you keep taking this baby step forward, and you keep. That's all part of being a man.
I think being a man is simply just accepting responsibility.
Okay.
I simply think, but accepting responsibility in as many areas in your life as you possibly can. Like
where did you? Okay, that's a great question. Like when you started figuring out becoming a man, like where did you kind of how was your process of becoming a man?
well, number one is like,
When did you realize that?
ooh, that's a good question. I'd have to really sit down and think about that for a long time. But I knew immediately a lot of things were my fault.
Mm-hmm. Like
Give an
example. Like give an example of how some things were wrong, and you're like, I'm not really being a man. I'm being a bitch, pretty much. Like, how do you,
Yeah. There's just so many of them because
well, that's one.
there's so many of them. There's so many. It's just like,
Did you sit down one day at the edge of your bed and you're like, Lord, trying to
no,
figure
I
out,
think it started with one thing. The thing that comes to my mind is just really getting into bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm.
I did a couple of shows and I didn't do very well.
Mm-hmm.
And,
That was pretty detrimental to your
well, it's
wouldn't
just
say ego,
it's just
pride.
you want to do well. You want to be proud of yourself. It's just like I'm not going hard enough.
Mhm.
There's something deep inside of me is telling me I'm not doing my best.
Mhm.
It's like, can you go further?
Mhm.
If so, you got to develop a plan and all that, and you got to go further. I could go even to my newest clothes release.
Mhm.
Like I'm still wasn't happy until we got this Under Armour thing, and now I'm satisfied with it because it's number one. Like I said, I just started making money,
Mhm.
so it's kind of the best you can do at the time,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, now I'm making some money, so to really be proud of myself, we gotta come out with some hot shit. And accepting that responsibility, I'm not really happy with these clothes. It's selling and it's doing decent, and people like it. People support it.
Well, you've built such a community up here. I feel
Yeah.
like they want to support it because they want to keep seeing you
Progress.
keep taking this.
Oh
to
my
this-
gosh.
Who knows? You might be with Nike
Or
Balenciaga. You know.
oh,
you never know.
I like Under Armour.
Yeah.
Fuck Nike. I'm
Okay,
with Under Armour.
okay,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Yeah, I'm with Under Armour. But so, dude, just so many things. Like even past relationships with women. Like what happened with that?
Yeah.
It's your fault. What did you do? She was acting like this because you were doing something. You weren't doing nothing like that. So it's your fault. So once I started taking ultimate responsibility for everything in my life, like just now, I'm ready to get a new house. Why don't I have a new house? My fault. I'm not working hard enough. I don't know what I'm not. I haven't been planning good enough. I haven't been budgeting. Don't have Under Armour gear. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My clients don't have clear, defined goals, or I'm not pushing them hard enough. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. So that's how I think. It's how I go. And the more responsibility I take, Creedmoor's boring. Well, what can I do to make it fun? I can have a Halloween party. Make people come to that. Have everybody in here. Do trunk or treat. Let the kids have something to do. Why isn't Creedmoor fun?
Yeah.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
Why isn't it fun? What are you doing?
It's Chris Riley's fault.
It is. That's how I think.
Yeah.
That's how
That's
I
a
think.
great way to look at it because it takes one person to kind of change the whole reality in some small town like this.
Imagine if everybody thought like that.
Yeah. Oh, this world would be a completely different world.
Right.
It would be completely, or just
Right.
the town would be
Right.
completely different. But nobody they don't think like that.
Right.
They just-
Because they want somebody else to pick up the tab. Well, do you want to be successful? Because success is the things that everybody's avoiding.
Yeah. You're not really. You have how are you contributing? You're not really.
Yeah. What are you
contributing to it.
contributing?
Nothing.
Why do you deserve to get paid then? You're not doing shit.
Just keep going to your 9 to
Just
5 job.
whatever, and then you go off and you sit in your couch and you watch the Dallas Cowboys play and you drink you a 40-ounce beer.
Yeah.
You're not contributing nothing. You don't deserve nothing more. It's shitty to say. It's not
Well,
shitty to
it's
say.
not really shitty to say. It's just the truth. Honestly,
Yeah.
you can't really get away from that.
Yeah. So that's kind of how.
Well, that's a great way to look at it. I mean, you're trying to bring something new to this small town.
Well, I'm trying to bring.
What are you trying to do? Explain.
It all circles back to being happy with myself. Another thing I could be doing that I'm not doing is I really would like my family, like close-knit family, to go on like a vacation. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's kind of in my mind. Why isn't that happening? Going back to my train of thought, it's my fault. So what can I do to organize something like that? Because that would be fun.
Dude,
that would be so fun every year. Why aren't we doing that? Okay, somebody's got to be the ringleader of that.
Yeah.
If you want that to happen, and I understand not everybody wants to do it, but the people that want to do it can, and it will be fun.
Oh yes, dude, you get Keith.
Come on.
How wouldn't that be fun?
Right.
It's once a year.
It's
everybody
once
else-
a year.
Everybody takes trips throughout the year.
Plan it out.
Yeah.
Hey, save $10 a week for a year, and at this day, we get to go to
Carolina Beach.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
the mountains,
We ain't
whatever.
going
We
Disney
rent
World,
one
but-
house. we rent one house. Pool tables, fire pit, drink. That's all we need, bro. We'll be happy as you
We're
could
simple
be.
people, The simple
For sure.
things will make
It's
that
like-
liven up. You have the comedians,
Yeah.
Tommy, Keith.
Yeah.
You just kind of just
Oh,
talking shit to everybody.
absolutely. Absolutely.
But that would
Yeah,
That's
that's
a good point.
I'm just trying to have a good life, have fun out here.
and
I want to be successful.
Yeah.
I want to have lots of money. I want to have a happy wife and a good family. I want to have kids eventually
Absolutely.
when I'm ready for that. I want to have a tight knit family. I love having my family close. I don't want to feel like I don't know you.
yeah.
And you're my family.
Yeah.
That just doesn't feel right to me.
And I agree.
I want to have things to do in Creedmoor, like on a Saturday night if I want to do something and I want to hang out with some people because I'm bored. Why don't you just create it?
Yeah.
And then people will come. build it, people will come.
Yeah, they absolutely will. Just like you're doing now, people, not only family, but other people as well.
Right.
Here.
Because other people feel the same way. They want to do something on Saturday night.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's nothing to do because it's Creedmoor.
You go to the city tavern, like what?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
That's not.
That's just a separate crowd. Like
Yeah.
that crowd goes there, and that's a different crowd than the type of people we hang out with.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but that's just not everybody's crowd.
Now, how do you get a sense of happiness when you see like your family coming in here and coming into the gym, wanting better, trying to like for instance like Tiffany, Misty, myself, how do you Keith and Keith and them used to come up here and stuff.
It makes me happy because I know they feel better when they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just my experience and everybody else's experience that goes to the gym, just search the internet. Everybody feels better when they get done with a hard workout.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that makes me feel good because I know that they're. I was telling this to somebody today. I said subconsciously when people are in the gym, it's like they want better for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't even realize it because it's such a physical thing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even realize they're trying to aspire for a better life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's almost like sometimes your physical is a manifestation of your mental.
Mm-hmm. Like if your body is. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Do you kind of agree with that, or do you think I'm off with that? Like, for example, if somebody's going to the gym, I don't think it's just physical. I don't think they just want to look better.
Mm-mm.
I think it's something in their life, whether it be their financial situation, their relationship situation, their family situation, whatever it is, they want better.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't know how to.
I think this
A
is like
physical way is a great way to kind of like start that process.
Because that's a great way to put it. Because like once you really don't, like you say, you don't really know you want better until you start doing it. But as you kind of figure out as you continue to do something like this, you realize, yeah, I'm doing this because I want better. You
Right.
start getting into your head and saying you're setting a better example for whoever it is, or for yourself. Like you just don't want to be regular.
I can't wait to talk to Claudine, our yoga teacher, about this because she's yoga, and yoga is such kind of that alley. And I think weightlifting is too. I just think yoga is yoga is longer history because you don't need any weights. You just need body weights.
Mm-hmm.
But I think weightlifting is the same thing because every time you bench press, let's say your max is 250 on the bench press.
Mm-hmm.
When you got 225 on that bar, there is nothing else in the world you're thinking about
Mm-mm.
but getting that damn thing off your chest. And that's such a meditative experience because when you get done with it, you're like, hell yeah, I got that for 2.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Now you got to get it for 3 more sets, but hell yeah, I got that one for 2. So I don't know. It's interesting to me.
It is.
But I think weightlifting is very philosophical if you get into it. But
You gotta really dig deep in it. It's not just about coming here and just lifting weights.
No, it's
a
not.
whole different
it is a whole different thing
like you said, you kind of learn more and more about it as you.
as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's the same way. I'm kind of learning more and more about it,
Yeah.
and getting more philosophical with it.
I can almost tell within a few weeks what it is people are searching for in weightlifting.
How can you tell that though? Just by
I can just tell by conversations and things that they lack in here. Like, let's say they lack balance. Like,
Yeah.
let's say we're doing a balance workout, and they're just all over the place. It's almost like their focus isn't there. Their balance, I don't know. Their balance in their life isn't there.
yeah,
I don't know. It's the wildest shit. I swear, people may think I'm crazy, but there's something to that.
it has to be.
There's something to
it's
that.
Not, yeah, it has
There's
to
something
be.
to that.
It's it.
If you're just a dominant weightlifter, bodybuilder, but you don't do any cardio, I'm like, so you only do the things you're comfortable with.
Mm.
What about that Stairmaster over there? You willing to do that for 30 minutes? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you? Because if you're not, we got some work to do.
Yeah,
We got to be more
that's
well-rounded.
what separates you.
That is what separates you. You can't just be the bodybuilder.
Mm-mm.
You can't just be the bench press guy. Are you squatting every now and again?
Yeah.
Oh, you're only doing bench press because you're good at it.
Mm-hmm.
What about those other areas of your life? I know you're not good at everything in your life. There's something you need to work on. That's why I try to be very well. I try to be well rounded because I like
Well, it just comes back to really in like just in the reality in life. Like you just like you're good here, but you're comfortable here, but there's just like other aspects you really
Are
have to
lacking.
work on. Yeah.
I know life sometimes for greatness they say you need balance.
Mm-hmm.
For greatness there is no balance, and that is true. Like if you really want to be a great bodybuilder, like, you better not be running 13 miles.
No, you just.
You know what I'm saying? But in your life, you need to be a great father. You need to be a great community leader. You need to be a great person at your job site. You need to be great. You need to be in decent shape. Your mind needs to be healthy. All those things, right?
Yeah,
Don't you
absolutely.
think?
Yeah,
To be a great person.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You really dig deep on these things, man. Like you just feel like which is just good. Like this is part of your. It's not really a part of your job to really
It
understand.
is a part of my job.
But it's beneficial for you as well to understand it because you learn more of how to,
Right.
be better in these other aspects of life. I mean, you're good at coaching people, but you may not be,
It's because my job requires me to do so much. Like, I have to be good. I have to know what I'm talking about with the training.
Mm-hmm.
I have to know how to make you excited about working out.
Mm-hmm.
I have to know how to press your buttons, like how to make you comfortable, how to make you uncomfortable. I have to know how to change a treadmill belt.
Mm-hmm.
I have to know how to.
It's a little mechanical in there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I have to plan out when I'm going to clean this place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still doing podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, there's so many areas to get better. It's like I got to be doing every single one of them. Because if I'm not, if I'm only doing one thing, if I'm only training over here, the
fail.
gym's disgusting. If I'm not working on my personality, like I'm turning people away because I'm an asshole or whatever. You know what I mean? And if I'm not changing the treadmill belt, people are like, this dude doesn't care about the gym because he's not training, because he's not willing. I got to learn all this stuff, man.
For sure, yeah.
I learn it all.
This is kind of great. Now, one more question. Say, when you started Open Elite Legacy Fitness, did you think it was going to turn into something how it is now? Or what was kind of your expectation?
What is it now?
I mean, I feel like it's like when you first started, you started small and you kind of were expecting. I really don't know what you were expecting when you first started. I didn't know I don't know what your expectations were or what kind of.
I've had expectations from the beginning.
What were they? And have you really?
Have I reached them?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Have you achieved some of the
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. It's definitely, like, I know my identity now.
Yeah.
I think it's a big thing, just knowing your identity and getting the type of people you are or you want in your gym, so you can really get that kind of crowd in there. Because I hate a chain gym. I don't like, because it's for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm for a select type of, like a person that just goes to, which I don't think happens. A person just goes to the gym because they just go to the gym.
Yeah. You don't really find very.
I want somebody that's gonna work.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're getting there. We're not quite there yet, but I think in time, as we continue to build revenue and continue to do stuff like this and reach more people and become a bigger platform, I think we're going to be bigger than I expected.
What's the ultimate goal with this thing, with the gym though? What do you?
I would like to have my own building, facility, not just this size, but this size. I don't know. Like Creedmoor Community Center, big actually.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's
pretty
a
big.
good one,
Yeah. With a basketball, like.
Oh man, yeah. You be living your hoop dreams.
I
out
don't
there.
even know what my dream is actually. I need to write that down. That's a good point. Because as I think about it, it comes clear to me. Because I want to have like a sport complex.
Yeah.
With
Because
a gym.
you want your gym to stand for something, not just.
Yeah, and I want a baseball field, a basketball court, open. Like, that's what I really want.
Yeah.
Like an open field. I know it's going to take a while,
Yeah,
but
you'll
that's
be about that leg part for a
but
long
that's
time.
what I want. Not three of them.
Yeah.
I just want
No,
one.
but I know what you
I just
mean.
want one. Because that'll make money in itself. People renting it. All I
Mhm.
gotta do is have the money to front it. That'll make money.
Yeah. Well, you see what they do at the Creedmoor gym? People will rent the gym out
All the time.
Whatever.
Yeah,
It's a great source of revenue.
it is.
That's interesting.
Yeah. We're getting there.
Are you like when you say, when you get a new gym or a new building or whatever? You want to stay like around this area? Or
Yes,
Like,
I love that area.
Okay.
I'm happy with it.
Okay.
It's one of the fastest growing places in Raleigh, North Carolina is
Oh,
like
yeah.
the top 10. I think it was number 4 in the top 10 best places to live in the USA, and we're 40 minutes outside of Raleigh.
Yeah,
So
nice.
this area is going to continue to grow, and we're invested early.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that return on that investment is going to be
And
big time.
I feel like that's, and I think about that too. Like I feel like as Creedmoor is getting really big, I feel like you really are in a good spot to make this into something huge. I really do believe it,
I do too.
because you just
No part of me wants to leave. No
No.
part.
it's you have every great opportunity here
Right.
to be big, and you know.
And you could, because you're here early, and I'm in a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's like right there in the middle ground. People go to this way or that way, and it's like 5-10 minutes
right off the highway.
Yeah. So
I'd really love to get over to near Main Street at Creedmoor though.
that would be nice.
That would be nice.
The community center might have a little.
Oh, that's
might
right.
have a
They do
little
have the
beef,
community
man.
center. We'll see.
You gotta have a better basketball court, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta have the gorillas, man. You know.
Well, I think we'll wrap up. This was fun. What do you think?
I think it's fun. Something new, something I've never really done before. So it's kind of.
Yeah, you were pretty good. You
kinda-
didn't do bad. I
No.
thought you're. Not saying I thought you were going to do bad, but I thought you were going to be a little bit more nervous,
Yeah, a little bit more shy.
a little bit more shy.
Well, this is just like me and you, just
Talking.
like me coming in there into the office and just conversating,
The
talking.
only thing
about
is
stuff.
that damn bright light right there, right?
Yeah, it's like-
just the only. It's like
It's got the glare right here,
Yeah,
man. Like,
it is kind of bright.
You gotta turn your head sideways, man. No, this
Yeah.
is a really. I'm glad you had me on. Because
Yeah.
This is. I get to learn, a little bit more about you and some of the questions maybe I've thought about coming in here, and learning what your goal is for the gym, and
And hopefully, you sharing about your process or whatever can help somebody else.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. I want to get a lot of people that are into the gym want to talk about that process and what it takes to get better, because you can learn how to get better in the gym for $30 a month.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn how to get better. You just ask questions. People around here will help the hell out of you
Yes.
because we're nice people, and you can learn how to get better just
Yeah,
like
the
that.
community here is great, especially like when I was talking to Rick, and we just, he's just joking first, like, come do a powerlifting competition. But I left here and was kind of thinking to myself, I was like, I actually might do it because he's a great. It's not that he lifts. It's not because he lifts 500 pounds on deadlift. It's because of how much work and how hard he grinds in something like this, and that.
And you can tell he's really passionate about it, and
Yes.
it's like, I don't want to hang around people that are passionate about what it is they do.
Yeah, so it's a great. I mean, if you come in here and you're brand new, there's so much knowledge flooding around here, and there's so many nice people that are kind of like just teach.
And there's so many people that we're tight to that you can just talk shit to. So
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
some people need that, bro. Some
Yeah.
people are not talking to literally nobody besides their family
Mhm.
in their job. Like, they have no friends.
Mm-mm.
It's a great place to find friends, and that's why I'm excited for the Halloween thing. Because it's like, yo, let's come in here and let's hang out. Because one of the things, my biggest things too, is like my college friends or my friends they all live elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I need a new group of friends, and I have that here.
Stop hanging out with Drina.
Well, yeah. She's only so fun after so long.
Yeah.
It's like, God, I gotta hang out with somebody else.
I got you. But this was really good, man. I really enjoyed this.
Thanks, man. Hopefully it turns out good. We'll
Maybe
see.
I'll be on another one.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Part 2.
All right, guys.
Thank you.